people, welcome back to A Moment on Mondays with your girl, your sister. I'm your friend and personal growth coach, Stephanie R. Strong. And this morning, I'd like to speak to you about it is what it is. Most of us have said that phrase over and over again when we know that we cannot explain it any further, when something doesn't need any justification, when we can't simplify it anymore, when we cannot even reduce it to the least common denominator. We simply say it is what it is. It's self-explanatory. Well, I want to drive home that phrase to you when you are transitioning from one season to another. See, a lot of times we have this idea of grasping onto something so firmly that we will not let it go. And this idea of grasping means it's this incessant pursuit to have what you do not have, or to even lament on something that you have not yet secured. You are grasping for something, and it's not the object of the grasping that's a bad thing. It's this need to have something. It's this conflict and this chaos that you create on the inside because you are not where you're supposed to be, or you have not secured something that you desire. And so this need becomes a dominant force in your life, in your mind, that you are not in a state of peace. And we are trying to become more aware of what's going on inside our minds and inside of our hearts so that we can have the kind of peace that God has given us, and in terms of what we are able to do to secure our peace and to maintain it. And if I have not learned anything else and continue to learn, I have learned what it means to be at peace with God, and most importantly, to be at peace within. So we're talking about inner peace here. Now, in addition to grasping onto something, we also have this desire to hold on to something that we should let go. And this desire and this incessant need to hold on as if we're going to lose something, or as if something in our lives will be incomplete if this thing is no longer a part of our life. That's an issue. And the reason why it's an issue is because the energy that you create in trying to secure and hold on to something that you need to let go, it creates chaos from within. And so you've got to learn when you are in a season, because we are all in one season or another. And so regardless of what season you're in, you have to learn how to say it is what it is. Don't make something that's supposed to pass through your season. Don't make it a thing. Something that's supposed to teach you, don't make it a thing. Don't make it permanent. You have to allow it to teach you what you're supposed to know and what you're supposed to learn, and allow it to grow you, and let it pass on by. Don't hold on to something that you need to let go, even this desire to have or this desire to be, because it causes conflict from within. You've got to learn how to let something, like I said earlier, teach you, but also let it pass through. Let it go on by and be what it is, and not try to grasp it, and not try grasp onto it and desire it so badly, and not hold on to it as if your life depended upon it. And this idea of having inner peace means that you become content where you are. See, because I believe in my heart of hearts that God is going to advance you. He's going to elevate you. He's going to transition you into something that he has promised for you, and something that you have asked for, but not until you become content where you are. And that's what I mean by saying it is what it is. Don't make a thing when it's not a thing, but also call a thing what it is when it is a thing, and allow it to teach you, grow you, stretch you, and let it move on by. Be able to say it is what it is, and be okay with that. You've got to learn how to be okay with something that is temporary and not permanent. And see, that's the problem. We try to make something that's temporary permanent. And that is the one thing that I want you to get in your mind and your spirit, to be able to say, this is just passing by. And when it passes on by, you're able to go on to the next step, or the next step of advancement and growth, so that you can be in the position and the posture to accept what God has for you right now. So that when your right now becomes your future, and your future becomes your right now, you can say, it is well with my soul. So it is what it is. Well, that's all that I have for you today. I look forward to seeing you on next Monday. Please check me out at presencewithpurpose.net, and don't forget to check out my book, When Tulips Bloom, a personal guide for blossoming through the difficult seasons of life. I will see you on next Monday, but until then, make this your best day ever.